Gather round, one and all, as it is story time, and I have a story I would like to tell. No, small children, do not run away, for I am not a convicted felon. Though I might be by the end of this story. You see, this is a most tragic tale. Not because it's sad or anything, but because the tale existing is tragedy in and of itself. It is a story of betrayal, love, heartbreak, and revenge. Listen closely to my words, and perhaps you too shall pass down the fable of Life of Black Tiger. Life of Black Tiger's story began on January 12, 2017, when a trailer for the game was released on PlayStation's official YouTube channel. The trailer showed what appeared to be dull gameplay of a black tiger slapping around low-poly humans and other various creatures before eating their carcasses. Playing in the background was a song called Next to You, which was shamelessly stolen from an anime called Parasite. As if that wasn't bad enough, the end of the trailer showed the name of the game beside an image of a tiger peeking through some leaves. A quick Google search for tiger wallpaper will give you the same image before it went through some easy photoshopping. Now, while I don't have any proof that the people behind Life of Black Tiger didn't get permission to use the song and wallpaper, I honestly doubt the creators of those works would be too happy knowing they weren't credited on something that's making a profit. On second thought, considering the game we're dealing with, they'd want to keep their names as far away from here as possible. Now, you would think with the game's ridiculously low quality and overwhelmingly negative reception that Sony might second-guess throwing this on the PlayStation Store, but sure enough, Life of Black Tiger became available to download through PSN less than a week later. I've gotta say, I'm a little disappointed at Sony's quality assurance lately. Between this and Roller Coaster Dreams, you have to imagine that there's just this one employee over there who's letting these games through as a joke. These are games that wouldn't have even made it past Steam Greenlight, but I'm supposed to believe a team of professionals thought this was okay? But who knows, maybe the trailer was a facade and there's actually something decent to be found in the story or gameplay. Or maybe not. This is Life of Black Tiger. So the game starts off with, oh my god. You know what, we'll come back to this later. How about we talk about the developers? That could be fun. Life of Black Tiger is made by One Games, a Korean developer best known for making shitty mobile games like Life of Wolf, Life of Leopard, Life of Wolf 2014, Puppy Land Online, and Life of Black Tiger? Wait a second, I could have gotten this game on my phone for free? If I knew that, I wouldn't have paid $10 for it on PlayStation 4. No wonder the game looks like it belongs on a console from 15 years ago. All they did was take the mobile version, add controller support, and submit it to PlayStation. But then again, what do you expect from developers who make, quote, not in the Earth game? Do you mean out of this world? Probably not, since that would imply that you make fun games. Is this a joke? This cannot be real. The goal of game production, creative, unique, human, verger, hold on, what? Let's see here, okay, got it. Verger, noun, lush green vegetation. So apparently plants are one of their game production goals? I guess? Popular, funny, cool, great. Oh, I have an idea. Let's take all 8 of these goals and see if Life of Black Tiger can actually achieve any of them. I'm pretty sure we can already cross off popular since something tells me not a lot of people really enjoy it, so that one's gone. Also, you can't really call this game unique when there are 3 other Life of Predator games made by the same developers that look pretty identical. So that makes 2 now. For some reason, I have a bad feeling about this. Anyways, we start up the game and, sorry, right, so Black Tiger is the only tiger who was born black, and because of this, his family abandoned him. And so, Black Tiger was forced to fight for his own survival, and now he hunts literally anything that gets in his path. The story is told through these photoshopped images of tigers with poorly translated text over them. It always bugs me whenever I see this. It shows how little the developers care about their game when they won't even hire a translator for an hour to fix a couple sentences. But then again, why pay someone to translate when Google does it for free? Occasionally, there will be some pre-rendered 3D animation that somehow looks worse than the actual in-engine footage, and it always plays the same intimidating soundbite, even when it doesn't remotely fit the cutscene. As far as gameplay goes, there's, how about I can't put this off any longer, can I? I actually have to play the game. Here we go. So you play as Black Tiger, and, well, the controls are something else. Even though you move around using the analog stick, Black Tiger can only walk in 8 directions, as if you were using a D-pad. This is probably due to the mobile version being limited to touch controls. Don't get me wrong, some mobile games like Adventure Capitalist work far better with touch controls than buttons. But with 3D action games, touch controls turn what should be a smooth experience into a clunky, janky, frustrating mess. Could it really have been that hard to make Black Tiger move in the direction you point the stick? Games have been doing it for decades, so there's really no excuse here. Also, only 2 of the face buttons actually do anything, again, all because of how limiting touch controls are. Holding down the circle button lets Black Tiger bite and scratch his enemies, and holding down square while moving makes you run faster. And I use the term run faster quite loosely, since you still move at a snail's pace. There is a way to upgrade your speed, but we'll get into that in a bit. Needless to say, the touch controls are not great. I'd also like to point out that because the game wasn't localized well, the circle and X buttons are reversed. In case you've never imported a game from Asia before, our PlayStation controls work slightly different from theirs. In the West, it's much more widely accepted to use the X button to confirm and circle to cancel. But in the East, circle is used to confirm and X is to cancel. Which honestly makes a lot more sense when you think about it. I mean, circles are generally used in a more positive way than X's. Not to mention the placement of the circle button matches up to Nintendo's A button, which is universally accepted as a confirmation button. So why are the PlayStation's buttons mixed up in different parts of the world? Well, no one actually knows the real reason. All I know is that it makes navigating through Life of Black Tiger's menus a hell of a lot harder. When pausing the game, you're given the option to upgrade your stats or switch to multiplayer mode, which, by the way, is completely empty for some reason. But whenever you pick these options, you're taken out of whatever story mission you were on, forcing you to restart whatever you were doing and sit through any cutscenes you've already seen. Normally that would be fine, but I kept accidentally entering these modes because I tried to press circle and unpause the game, completely forgetting about the whole button swap. I ended up sitting through this cutscene about 3 or 4 times because I instinctively pressed the wrong buttons. I was just trying to look for an options menu so I could change the camera settings because the camera is inverted and way too clunky, but of course there's no options menu. As a matter of fact, bringing up the menu doesn't even pause the game. You're still completely in control of Black Tiger even when you don't want to be. This can cause a few problems since the circle button becomes both attack and confirm at the same time. Not cool. Anyway, the game is broken up into missions, usually consisting of hunting animals, running from animals, and smelling things. Considering each mission usually involves one of these things, the game gets repetitive fast. Like 20 minutes in, I'm already tired of doing these same few missions over and over again. Every time you finish one, you get to listen to a short jingle that sounds like it should probably be in a Tony Hawk game instead. Overall, this shows a complete lack of creativity. Graphically, the game is, well, you can see it for yourselves. The textures are bad, the character models are bad, everything is just really bad. Killing a creature will kind of cause it to ragdoll. and depending on the animal you kill, it might go flying the moment it dies. The environments don't really make much sense either. One minute you're in the forest, and then in some mountains, and an ocean, and then there's a desert, and an Arctic wasteland. You know, because Black Tiger blends in so well against this pure white snow. Eventually, I found you can move the camera through the ground, and you can even see where some of the grass pokes through. The trees are probably my favorite part, since they just sort of grow as you move closer to them. I don't know about you, but I'd say the verdure in this game is pretty broken. But enough about things that actually matter. It's time to kick back and enjoy the story of Life of Black Tiger. One day, Black Tiger meets some humans in the Arctic, so he fucking murders them. After some more hunting, Black Tiger gets into a feud with the local wolf pack, and even manages to upset their leader, a boss of the wolves. When hope is almost lost, a female tiger shows up, and together they defeat a boss of the wolves. Black Tiger becomes infatuated and follows female tiger to her home. For a long time. The two quickly become friends and hunt all sorts of different animals together, like Samoan antelopes, rabbits, giraffes, water buffaloes, rhinoceros. Eventually, female tiger gets sick, so Black Tiger brings her lots of nutritious meats. As it turns out, she was just pregnant. Huh, I wonder when that happened. Anyway, a bear comes and starts smacking her around, so they take it out together. Eventually, female tiger becomes injured by the vicious bear, so Black Tiger goes on a quest to find mushrooms that will heal her. I think there should be some mushrooms somewhere around here. If I was a mushroom, where would I be hiding? You gotta think like the mushroom. Let the mushy goodness into your heart. Turn your soul into one giant mushroom. Put the mushroom up to your nose and inhale the fungal spores, turning your lungs into mushrooms so that you may experience true mushroom bliss. On second thought, it might be over here. No, it was definitely around here somewhere. It is then that Black Tiger comes face to face with his greatest challenge yet. While he was out doing that, female tiger gave birth to baby tiger, who fortunately is not black. Thank God for that, otherwise the family would be forced to abandon it. Not all is well, however, as humans are beginning to cause global warming or something, I don't know. So a group of wild dogs tries to hunt Black Tiger and his family. And this is where the game becomes bullshit. Up to this point, you're able to take down whatever enemies you face by attacking, running to their side, and attacking again. Since they move so slowly, they don't get a chance to attack you, making every fight relatively easy. But the wild dogs move so fast that it's impossible to use this method to kill them. So your only option is to brute force it. Obviously, this isn't very efficient, as you die rather quickly unless you upgrade your stats. After each mission, you're awarded, you're penalized points that you can spend to upgrade your attack, defense, or movement speed. The only problem is that upgrades cost a lot of points, and the boosts they give aren't really noticeable unless you buy a lot of them. So I kept playing this mission, dying, earning a couple points, and spending them over and over again for over an hour until I was able to boost my stats to a point where I could outlive the wild dogs. To put it into perspective, the entire game took me 2.5 hours to beat, and half of that time was spent on this mission alone. The developers might have thought it was funny, but I'm definitely not laughing. Anyway, the silly humans begin to target Black Tiger and his family, going so far as to poison their food and place fire particle effects in the forest. While fighting back against the humans, Black Tiger learns that female tiger has been murdered by the silly humans, and baby tiger was kidnapped. So he launches one final attack against them, ultimately resulting in Black Tiger being killed by the— oh, never mind, he survived apparently and saved his baby, I guess. Thus ending the story of Life of Black Tiger. Or does it? Remember that woman Black Tiger killed at the beginning of the game? Yeah, that one. Well, this is her son, a silly human who is out for revenge against Black Tiger. You then get to play as this man, going around poisoning Black Tiger's food, lighting particle effects, and murdering female Tiger. This results in an epic final battle against Black Tiger himself. Human lands the finishing blow and— oh, no wait, he died. Well, that was pointless. At least he's reunited with his mother, I guess? I don't know. It doesn't really look human. Huh? What's that? You did it! Congratulations! You managed to fail at every single goal you set for yourselves. Man, this game sucks. Normally, even bad games have some redeeming factors to them, but Life of Black Tiger fails at everything it tried to do. The graphics are ugly, the controls are wonky, there's no music, hell, even Roller Coaster Dreams was in the so bad it's funny category. But here, apart from the occasional humorous imagery, there's nothing positive to be said. Even though the game is available for free on mobile, I say don't waste your time on it, let alone pay $10 for the PlayStation version. Not to mention the game just ends after this cutscene. There aren't even any credits, showing even the developers didn't want their names attached to this garbage. That would be like if I just ended this video here without even saying to like, comment, subscribe.